let's move on to the digital corkboard then. I've hastily cobbled this together, so we'll just run through it fairly quickly. There's a new album coming from WACO. So it's called Rock Spirit Absolute Joy, and it'll be out tomorrow. So by the time this actually goes up, it'll have been out for months. But so yeah, that came out. There's been a few singles. That didn't come out. There's been a few singles that came out. It's out tomorrow. The latest of those is the song Barry Gibb Was My Landlord, which is based on a true story about the guitarist James, whose landlord was actually Barry Gibb, and he stayed in the house where the Bee Gees grew up for a time. And he ended up on the Craig Charles Radio 1 Extra show telling this story. Craig Charles played the song on his show, which is quite cool. It's a decent enough song. It's not my favourite of the singles that have come out. There's another song called Hardships Will Happen, which is an absolute banger, and it's got quite a sort of ska punk chorus to it, which is really good.
Almost kind of surfy, but then it kind of takes on a different vibe towards the end, and it seemed like reminiscent of some sort of like 80s training montage. There's these kind of like electronic frills, like keyboard frills, and it just kind of gets you kind of pumped up. It's cool.
It is cool. So like I said, the album's out tomorrow, which will be in the past by the time this episode comes out. So just go and listen to it. Go and listen to it now. What else we got? There's a new Gogol Bordello album coming out.
I did not know that. Although I did see that they played a secret gig in Ukraine just a few days ago.
All right, okay. I didn't know that.
So I don't know if that's part of, the release of the album. The
album's set to come out on the 16th of September, so reasonably soon, a couple of weeks. And the album's called Solidaritine, so I suppose that is showing solidarity with the Ukrainians. So it's likely going to be quite current and outspoken. A protest album, perhaps. I'm not hugely familiar with Gogol Bordello apart from the Gypsy Punks album.
Yeah,
I think that's the only one I've heard.
I've got a few songs off that album. I saw them in was it the Leeds Reading Festival? It was down south somewhere. And I think it must have been whilst they were touring the Super Tantra album. And that's the one album I've got.
I've not.
It's brilliant. It's got what's it got on it? Wanderlust King, the song Super Tantra, and Ultimate, which I think are pretty kind of standout tracks.
What was that film? Was it called Spun? The film, it was apparently about the front man of Gogol Bordello.
There's a kind of indie flick that I quite like called Wrist Cutters, A Love Story, and a few of their songs feature on it. And Tom Waits is in it. And I can't
Tom Waits is in it?
He's in it, yeah.
He's in it, okay.
I can't remember who he plays, but there's a character in it who's very much like Eugene Hoots or Hutz, I don't know how you pronounce his surname. And he's like a struggling. I think he's playing. There's a scene in which he's basically playing a Gogol Bordello song. It's like Pogo at the Border or something like. I can't quite remember the name of the song. And like the crowd's just like he sucks, so he just kills himself. He just gets like a bottle of beer and just pours it over his electric guitar and electrocutes himself. And then they all find each other in purgatory, and that's what the film is all about. It's good.
It is good. It's a weird film, yeah.
And does have a banging soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't know where I got Spun from, but anyway.
Spun is
a love story.
That's it.
Okay, well, I'll be interested to see if that album is any good when it comes out.
Yeah, man.
What else we got? We've got 3 more. There's a whole bunch of album announcements of interest of kind of bands we've talked about previously. So there's a new album coming from Press Club. This is due out in October. It's going to be called Endless Motion. There's a new single. I think there's a couple of songs from it out at the moment, the most recent of which is Eugene. And we reviewed Press Club's album Wasted Energy. I don't think it was the first episode, but one of the earliest episodes, maybe the second or third. It might even have been the first episode. Anyway, we reviewed that. I think we both thought it was pretty decent, so be interesting to see how they've progressed since 2019. So looking forward to that. Brutus have announced a new album. It's going to be called Unison Life. That's out at the end of October as well. Again, there are a couple singles out. The most recent of which is Liar. And I'm just excited about being able to talk about Brutus again when that album does come out. I was a huge fan of their album Nest, which is still one of my favourite albums in the last 5 years or so. The singles that have come out aren't quite as impactful as the first single, War, from Nest. That's still one of their best songs. So it'll be interesting to see, again, what this new album is like, but I'm excited for that. And the last one I've got here is Phoxjaw have got a new album coming out as well.
I did see that.
Which is due in November. And it's going to be called Not Very Nice Ice Cream, all in lower caps with no spaces. And there's a single called The Saddest Song Ever, all lowercase and no spaces. I don't know if that's going to be a theme for the songs on the album, but I imagine so. And it's more just kind of Foxjaw weirdness. It's a little bit more restrained than some of the stuff from Royal Swan. But again, it'll be interesting to see where they've gone and how they've developed since that album, which we both absolutely loved. Really, really good debut album, so looking forward to that. Right, that's everything. That was good. Went through that quickly.
It's not finished. It's finished.